probably as much as 6-7 years ago, the technology probably wasn't even available to do that because of the heat that an engine generates. Because we are flowing our gases with reed valves that are made out of high-tech material, basically was developed for the space programs in space. And so they said, well, we can, as long as we come up with a way to actuate our valve, we can use one valve to do the work of 2 valves, or 4 valves, or 5 valves. And some companies actually use that many valves. But by doing that, instead of having little teeny valves for intakes, now we can expand our valves to a larger size and create a massive valve that will allow more airflow, more efficiency. And this particular engine is not necessarily going to be fuel efficient because it's built for high performance. This engine here started at a 17 horse block. Delphi did a test for it up at Waterford at their test facility. They said that this engine, if we could achieve 8,000 RPM, would produce 45 horsepower. Not changing the piston size, not changing the carburation, but just applying our head technology to it. And so we said, well, apparently we have a winner here. So that's when we started pursuing it, start chasing our patents and things like that for it. So, but then Steve started actually to design it and develop it here in his facility, cut out the parts, he handed it off to me. I actually married it to this block. I had to develop a new rocker arm system, probably has never been developed before. I'm using the conventional camshaft that's in it with 2 push rods. And the 2 push rods doing the work of basically of 1. Eventually that'll all be eliminated. It'll all have just 1 push rod, 1 camshaft lobe, and when we go to overhead valve, it'll basically have 1 lobe doing the work of 2. And eventually, our original design was to use an electronic actuated solenoid, which will eliminate all those moving parts, which is being developed as we speak. It's a slow process, but eventually we'll have that technology available. But so when I first started this, I ran on regular gasoline and did some testing on that. And then I went to E85. It ran a little better on E85, 2,000 RPMs on regular gasoline. E85 was somewhere in the 25 to 20 or 2,800 RPM range. And now on LP gas, it'll actually achieve well over 3,000 RPM, although I don't run it that much because of our technology hasn't got up to snuff to run it for long periods yet. But our next prototypes are going to be all internally lubed, sealed up components, and it's going to be an engine that'll sit there and run for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. That's basically what our goal is, and we'll achieve that eventually, one way or another. But on LP gas, it's about 110 octane. We're running about 190 psi, as we saw there in the video. This engine started out at about 8-to-1 compression ratio. Now it's about 10.5. And so with that, I'll see it's a little quieter than your normal conventional brake spread engine. That's about idle. And the reason it stops is because I can't produce enough gases off the top of the LP to keep up with it. I have to use a bigger tank to do that. But for show, for demonstration, we do short runs and stuff like that.
It works good off a tank off your barbecue grill.
That's right. A 20-pound cylinder, it's outstanding. Yep.
Everybody's got a tank on their barbecue grill. Any questions for Reed?